Sexton. Thank you for tuning in for this bonus edition of Hot Lap. Hope you guys watched the first episode. Love it, hate it. We're going to be doing it, and we're going to be fine-tuning it. It'll be better in the future. But this week, we are talking about GPs. We didn't have enough time last time. We had so much good content, a lot of funnies, a lot of good information. But now, we're going to lead you to the MX1 highlights from Argentina. MX1, race 1 from Argentina. Gate is down. The run to the first turn begins. Who's going to get that all-important hole shot? And it looks like Sean Simpson, the Englishman on the KTM, he grabs the hole shot, but immediately Clement de Sol takes that lead. Now Ryan Villopoto has to deal with Simpson. He does not want the leaders to get away. Squares up the corner, he's alongside. Makes the pass happen, but no, it's only temporarily. Villopoto now to the outside. Squares up the corner. He makes short work of Simpson there. But Simpson not giving up, goes to the inside. You see these guys crisscrossing the lines. The multi-time US national champion having a tough time with the Englishman, but he gets a little sideways through the rollers there. So that opens the door for Villopoto, and he continues this charge to the front, but right behind him, Max Nagel, the German. But back to the front, look at this. Cairoli has now gotten around de Sol, and he takes the lead. De Sol not done, goes back up the inside, takes that line away from the 8-time world champion. So de Sol now, with a bunch of second place finishes this season, looking for his first moto win, and he gets it. MX1, race 1, the Belgium, de Sol on the Suzuki gets it. MX1, race 2 here from Argentina. Gate is down. Can de Sol back up that first moto and get the overall, but come around the first turn, it's the German, Max Nagel, with the hole shot, but Antonio Cairoli takes the lead. Cairoli up the inside. We've seen a lot of passes happen there. Now, a little further in the race, we've got a battle for second again. We got Clement de Sol and Max Nagel, the Belgian and the German, going at it. This track really proven to have a lot of line options, so passing is possible out here. We see these guys outside to the inside, squaring each other up. Oh, and de Sol gets sideways, loses his momentum, and there we go. Nagel, the German, back up the inside, reclaims that position. So now, oh, Cairoli, he joins the party, going up the inside of de Sol. So this makes things really interesting for the overall. De Sol winning the first moto, but now he finds himself slipping back to third. And look at the background. On the green Monster Energy Kawasaki, Ryan Villopoto, the American, he has caught this battle, but time runs out. Nagel, the German, takes the win, followed by Cairoli, de Sol, Villopoto. Just like that, the top 4 cross the finish line. So de Sol, still the bridesmaid, but he does lead the points in the championship. It does prove consistency can and often does win championships.
He's been consistent. He's got a 10-point points lead over Nagel and Cairoli, I believe, and they're tied for second.
That brings an interesting point from my view. You know, we all thought, or at least I thought, like Cairoli has a pretty good lock on what's going on over in that scene, and you know, right now he's not the dominant factor that we've seen in the past.
You know, I'm a proud American. I want to see Villopoto go out there and show that we've had the dominant series this whole time, like we think we have.
RV is, there's no doubt he's been the best rider in the world for sure.
At times, but got to remember, World Championship, MC even said it. He's been the best rider in the world, but to be the best rider in the world,
Here we go with the Euro stuff.
How many times have the Americans won the motocross the nations? I mean,
nice.
True. I'm not disputing that.
So what does it take to be the best rider in the world? I'm just curious.
A lot of conditions.
IVs in between motos.
No, I'm talking about like
good haircut.
Were you just about to have an argument that Ryan Villopoto wasn't the best in the world?
But he had never proven himself in the world.
come on.
Oh,
He went over.
GL. I guess if you're a European like yourself, then there is an argument.
Yeah,
He's an African American.
All right.
I skipped you.
Hey, same shit over here.
But it's a different animal when you go to the GPs. You ride on 3, 4, 5 different continents, different conditions, nighttime, daytime, dirt conditions, all these things. Different time zones. It's just a different element.
We don't do that.
When did they really start racing RVs overseas?
going back with Villopoto, like once he figures out the format, I think he'll be a lot better. But at the same time, he's riding all these tracks for the first time versus all these other dudes that have ridden multiple seasons on those same tracks.
Well, I got to interrupt you there because these tracks aren't tracks that anyone really rides. The Argentinian Grand Prix was the very first time they'd ever raced out there. First time anybody's seen the track. And
You Hill, I didn't know that.
So let's just say that the winningest guy in Europe never came to the U.S. and won the Nationals. Is he not the best in the world either? Probably not proving it, huh?
Hey, you know what? Everett's never won over here. That's a good point.
And he was the best in the world, I'm sure, at times, right? You probably believe he was, right? I believe he was.
I think he was the best European motocross racer of all time.
I agree.
I think Ricky Carmichael was the best American motocross racer of all time. And you, my man, were the best supercross racer of all time. That's my opinion. I'll argue that to death. Give me a little.
I'm still sticking that RV can pull this out. But what do you guys think is going on with him? Do you think I personally believe it's a little bit of line choice with the GPs, maybe being wider, bigger, rougher tracks. And I think it might be a little bit to do with his bike setup because he's gone out on qualifying day when the tracks are quite a bit smoother and mopped up the floor with everybody. Well, he didn't mop up the floor this last weekend, but he did come from really far back to almost past Curley, who led the entire race.
Well, we all know exactly, if you don't get starts, these guys are no slouches. Regardless of who's the best in the world, that they're the best guys in the championship. He's racing with the best guys in Europe. And if you don't get starts, it's going to be hard to get to the front, whether you're RV or anybody. RC, myself, you, any of us, whatever. Everett's, those guys are no slouches. He's going to have a little bit more difficult time, I think, when they get to the tracks like you're saying, that where they're used to the tracks. Let's hope not. I hope not. I hope he just kills them. But he might for those tracks.
So if there's one thing that you guys think RV could change to help his championship hopes, what would it be?
I think for RV at this point, it's just getting used to the system, the 2-day, Saturday, Sunday, all the riding, all the track time. You use that for testing because everywhere you go is different. That's the biggest difference to me. What do you guys think?
I think for sure Ryan Villopoto needs to manage his Saturdays better than what he's doing now.
Honestly, in my eyes, I think he's been smoking too many European cigarettes, and we need to send him some menthols or some Marlboros.
Obviously, for us as fans, it's going to be a great championship to watch. Ryan's, 20-something points back maybe. I certainly don't think he's out of it. Let's hope he comes into his
early
own.
in the season.
But right now, we're seeing a great championship.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in for this bonus edition of Hot Lap presented by Dirt Shark. You can see with the panel there, we all have our own difference of opinion. But we will be back in the next few weeks, so tune in before Supercross end for another edition of Hot Lap.